Okay, thank you very much once again. My name is Iken Ferry. In fact, my name is Ikechukwu. I prefer being called that Ikechukwu. You get, but if you are not a Nigerian or you are not Igbo, you can't pronounce that. You can call me Iken Ferry. Which one? Anyone is good, sure, is good. So now, like I said earlier, I'm going to be leading today's session, and the reason is because most of the first course that you guys enroll was digital marketing and online business growth mastery. That particular course is a foundation in digital marketing. Yet that doesn't mean that that's the only course you guys are going to attempt. In fact, you still have more than complete. You still have more than 18 courses. Yes, and but for this first 3 months, we have 11 courses. You get. Remember, we are going to spend 3 months in terms of the training, another 3 months for internship. That's for those of you that are going to get to that point. Get, because let me be very honest. I know it's not everybody that's going to get to that internship. Not that I'm praying that you guys should not get to that point. In fact, I'm praying that you guys should, all of you should qualify to that point. Okay, the reason is because the first thing we did, that's just a test. You get, most of you will just feel like, oh, we've started, oh, everything is this. I'm not just trying to tell you that it's difficult. No, everything is very simple. And one of the reasons why we have to design it this way now is to make it less stressful for you guys. Okay, the reason why we have to design it this way is to make it less stressful. You get, because if we should release all the courses together at once, it's going to be too big, especially for those of you who are slow learners, like just like me. Many people don't even know that I am a slow learner. I learn very slow, like Mama Ngozi. Get, but one of the good thing about slow learners now is that once you understand this topic, it is very difficult for that topic to move out from your head. You get. So, and another thing again and is, if you are a slow learner, that
Hold
whenever you
the
understand something,
record
you
again.
can easily explain this to anybody. So somebody is making noise. Do we have another facilitator? I think I should hand over the mic to the person.
Uh, I think we should always.
Okay, sorry about that. The person that was speaking, I just muted everybody. Sorry about that. Again, so now, like I said earlier, we have more than 18 courses, if not more than 19 to cover in general. But for the first phase, because we divided this into two categories, we have the first 3 months, which is the practical training. Now, the second 3 months again, which is for the internship. Now, part of these courses we have on the Pulseford Business School website. Now, part of these courses you have, any course you see there that is beginner, it simply means that these are the courses you are going to attempt. But anyone you see advanced, experts, those ones is during your internship. The reason is because if you did not understand this beginner level one, there is no way you will understand the other one. Do you understand? Because it's just like you did not do primary one, you just enter university straight. It's going to be very difficult. You get, especially when you are doing technical, you are studying, maybe you are studying things like all these technical course and all that. So that's why we have to divide it, that session by session, you get. So, but trust me, the way we program this session is going to be very easy for anybody to understand. And one of the major good thing about this now is that you can see as we're having a live session now, for those of you that missed, maybe you did not join the live session, anything we are saying here now is what anything you want to say now is what you have actually done in your previous session. The essence of this live session now is not that we want to start talking about what we've not done. No, it's that same thing you've done in the digital marketing and online business growth mastery. That's exactly what we want to recap here to be sure that everybody understand. In fact, I'm going to also be asking most of you questions, and I also understand something. We also have some challenges. Some of those challenges is in terms of your rating system on the platform. This is the first time we introduced that online learning platform. And for those of you that still remember vividly, I said that that same platform you see there was built by students like you guys, get from Possible Business School. It's not that we imported them from China. No, they are still students like you. So for somebody who is still learning to build something like that, that simply means that you personally can also do something more better than that. You get. So now some of the things we have to test And I know some of you got to, I think that should be module 5, and you're unable to attempt module 6 quizzes. Why some of you attempted to everything? We see everything. I just want you to understand that we see everything. And the quiz, I'm not saying quiz is not important. Quiz is very, very important, please. The quiz, the reason why quiz is very important now is because even if you did not watch the course, and it's okay, when it's time for quiz, it's 10 minutes, right? And each 10 minutes, that 10 minutes is, each of them has 5 questions, right? So even if you say, okay, let me just copy ChatGPT, copy the questions and paste it on ChatGPT, which I know most of you are going to be doing that, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't use ChatGPT. It's good to use ChatGPT, but not when you are still learning. In fact, we still have artificial intelligence part of the program, but the reason why we are not going deep into that now is because you are still at the learning stage. You get that artificial intelligence. In fact, we have to move. I think that's AI prompt engineering. We have to move it to advanced level because if we introduce that now, majority of you, especially when we get to the next phase that we're about to enter next week now, majority of you are not going to do anything. You just focus on AI, 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 AI. Let me give you an example. If you want to build a website now, let's say you are using your head to build. Okay, let me use myself for example. Let me not just rate it based on your own personal experience because I don't know how good you are at this stage. Now, if I want to build a website now, I made up my mind, say today is website, that's the only thing I want to do. I can finish building a particular website within a day, like in one day. See, I'm not doing anything again. Today is just to build a website. I can finish a website in one day. Now, but do you know that if I want to build the same website using AI, instead of finishing everything in one day, within an hour I'm done with AI. Do you understand? In fact, even less than an hour, I will even finish everything. That's to show you that AI is there to make your work easier and faster. You get it? But one thing I usually advise before you even go to that AI, make sure you understand how to do that thing with that AI first. You get it? Just ask yourself, what if there is no AI? What am I going to do? When I started my journey as a digital marketer as far back as 2018, there was nothing like all this ChatGPT. So we are doing everything. You have to do the work yourself. You understand? So everything was manually done. You have to do work, think, research. And that's one of the reasons why our training is going to be research based. Okay, so even if we want to introduce tools, we are not going to mention those tools to you directly. For the people that attended, both the students from our first cohort, second cohort, okay, this is the top cohort now, they can also attest to what I'm saying now, that in each of any one of the program we ever have, we never said, okay, this is a tools to use. No, we just show you how to use that. The reason is because the world is evolving, especially as we are now in artificial intelligence era now. There are some tools I'm going to introduce to you today. Let's assume that, okay, use AI tools like ChatGPT or Cloud or maybe Grok or any AI. For example, I just introduce those ones to you now. Now, what if after 6 months, there is now another AI that is more smarter, better than ChatGPT and Claude? What are you going to do? It means you are not going to know that you only relied on what the information I shared. Do you understand? So that's why we just try to do what? Use research based to teach. Because when you understand how to research, it is very easy for you to know when somebody is giving you wrong information. You get, let's say, for example, I'm teaching you maybe SEO or website design. Then I give you information, and that information I give you is wrong because you are not using research base to do your own work, right? It's more easy for you to know, oh, hacking was actually wrong. Oh. Do you understand? So that's exactly what we want you guys to be. We don't just want people that's going to consume videos, consume textbook. Okay, we are not giving textbook. So consume videos and just relax. No, I want you to understand that digital marketing is all about identifying a problem, then solving those problems. It's not just about running ads. Many people, if they ask them, are you a digital marketer? They say yes. I'm not saying when you know how to run ad, that is not part of marketing. I just want you to know that if you understand how to run ad, that's just a tiny part of marketing. Marketing is a very broad industry. That's why in the university they have some schools that have marketing departments. Do you understand? So even basically most of what they do in the university are basically the theoretical aspect of it, right? But that doesn't, for them to have a full department in marketing, that's to tell you that the marketing is a very broad topic you get. So, but what I'm trying to let you understand and is the most important thing, know how to identify problem within your environment. Before any client approach you, the first thing you do is to analyze their business, understand the kind of business they are doing, whether it's a service business or whether it's a platform business or whether it's a product business. All those things is going to help you to do what? Analyze their competitors. Because if you did not understand the business you want to work on, how do you now identify their competitors? It becomes a very difficult thing for you to do. Do you understand? So, and one of the major reasons this program is very interesting now is because, you know, as it is problem solving, like I also said in our first onboarding, that after you guys capstone projects, that we are going to pick the best capstone projects among and invest that's a capital of about 5 million naira. Even if that 5 million, let me also repeat, even if that 5 million naira is not enough to make sure that that project comes live, we can still invest more. Even if the company does not have money to do that, personally, I will put some into my own personal fund, then also run that. Okay, that's for you to understand the level of seriousness we are in this. And the reason I'm saying this now is for you guys to take it serious. I'm not just saying I know 5 million naira is a small money to majority of us here. You get so, but I want you to understand now that even personally, if I use 5 million naira to start, in fact, all the business I own, I've never started any business with more than, I've said it here many times, I've never started any business with more than 500,000 naira. Do you understand? So, and if I mention most of my business, most of you are going to be surprised. I think I mentioned in that video that I have a short length apartment. If I told you how I started that, it's going to be very surprised to you guys. And most of all this idea came because I'm a digital marketer, right? Because when you're a digital marketer, you need to think within your environment. What are those things that people are finding difficult to access? And sometimes you can also use yourself as example. You know, in most cases, when something annoys you, becomes a business opportunity for you. And that's one of the reasons why I like bordering public transport, because whenever you whenever you associate with people, you understand the paining point of the people. You understand? You know, there is a this time that I usually, whenever, for example, I just drive from house to office, from office to house to office, like every blessed Monday to Friday. Now Saturday and Sunday I'm inside house not doing anything. Sunday maybe I go to church, come back. Now all those driving now, car is winding up, AC is chilling. I did not even say anything to anybody. Do you understand? So in most cases, when people are saying, the company is spoiling, you are inside your car. The next one, you are inside your office. You don't even know that something is spoiling somewhere. I hope you understand where I'm heading to. And I think that's one of the major problem that most of our politicians have. Again, because you know, when they are in that power now, in that seat, they are disconnected from the audience. So it is very difficult for them to even understand what is happening, even in their backyard. They only relied on the information that their SA and the deputies or employees are giving them. You understand? So when you associate with the people yourself, it is very much easy for you to understand that, oh, this is actually what people are passing through, and this is actually the next opportunity for you. You get. So that's also one of the reasons why I say, like, pay attention to your environment, because in most cases people think that making money is until you are in Lagos or you travel to Malaysia. I'm not saying going any place is bad idea. Like I said, everywhere is good. You get. If you choose to travel to Canada, anywhere, is not bad at all. Now let me even shock most of you now. What if I told you now that I've never traveled outside Nigeria now? Since I was born to today, I'm having this session to you guys now. I've never traveled to outside Nigeria. But do you know the funny things? I have about 3 degrees from outside Nigeria, 2 in the United States, 1 in Canada. Do you understand? And I have friends over there. The reason is because I don't have any reason now. In fact, I even have a business outside Nigeria. It's a partnership business too. One is a fintech company, another one is an e-commerce platform. You get. But I've never visited all those countries. But most of our communication are usually virtual and all that. You get. So what I'm trying to let you understand here now is that um, as a digital marketer, you have so many opportunity. And even if I say I want to travel today now, it is very easy for me. Not just me, I can relocate both myself and my families outside the country. And if I'm going to that place, I should be going to that place as an employer, right? Because I have a business. Well, if I want to travel, the first thing I ask myself, now, this country I'm moving to, what are the problems, challenges they have, right? I will look for a way to do what? Create solution within those ecosystem. I can even establish a digital marketing agency, no matter the country, especially in America. Many digital marketing agencies drive more there. In fact, I have some a partner there. The guy owns a digital marketing agency in the UK. We once worked on a project. There's a time, I think that's about 2021, yes. Google called me and one other digital marketer in Nigeria here and other digital marketers. We about total in number was 16 globally to mentor some digital marketers. Get for those of you that usually enroll in all this Google certification. Again, I was one of the mentors that compile all those their this thing. But you know, there are limitations to all those things because we were restricted to use mostly their products to teach. Do you understand? You know, that's the only way they can actually recover because those certifications were free of charge, though they paid us who are the mentors, right? So now, when I get to meet this guy, like I said, he run a digital marketing agency, and this company, a company that is way more valued, like you know, most of the transaction they do, they count billions of dollars for companies, you get all these big companies. And why it's very much easy for him is because he's already in the country, right? And many countries, if you go to any, especially these publicly listed companies, you check their budget, check their financial statement, you see that where they usually spend most of their money and marketing. You get so it is very easy for you as a digital marketer to convince a company that does not even have a budget for marketing plan again. To even convince them to do what? To create a budget for that. If you can do what? Show them proof that yes, this thing I'm about to show you is 100% realistic. Now imagine now that, let me even use Pulseford for example, since all of you know Pulseford. Imagine now that we have, at the moment we have about 20 something students, though we don't even want the amount of the enrollment we have to be that too big like that. We don't want crowd. Because if we want crowd, what we could have done now is to reduce the price drastically, right? So in that case, now, that like during our short courses, in some program we have more than 200 students, 300 students, right? That's a short course you get. But for this full program, we don't even want it to be crowded so that it is very easy for us now to do what? Concentrate and to also retain, like the completion rate should also be very high. I hope you understand where I'm heading to now. So what I'm trying to let you understand now is that as a digital marketer, don't see yourself as a marketer. Just see yourself as somebody who is doing or solving problems for business. You get. So those are the most important things you should be seeing yourself as. And we are now in artificial intelligence era. Let me give you the lights. That's why I'm telling you now that the industry is changing every day, and you have to do what? Always stay ahead because if you're not ahead, they will push you down. You understand? So before we have the likes of what we still have the likes of search engine optimization. Now we now have things like AI engine optimization. We have answer engine optimization. We have generative engine optimization. The good thing about it now is that all these things are things we are still going to do what teach you how you can do what navigate in each and every one of all these things at Pulseford. So that you're not going to be left behind. So as the industry is evolving, we're also evolving, and the same thing we want you to also do what grow. So now, like I said earlier, the first session we had before, the first course that was digital marketing and online business growth mastery, which is 6 modules. So what I'm going to doing now is we are going to start from module one, right? I want to know each and every one of you, if you have any question based on any question at all, or if you have a challenges as well. And I would like you guys, if you have a question, please raise up your hand. You get. If you have a question or if you have any challenge based on what the information we had, what you learned on the last session, you get. So, and I want you guys to understand now that even if you don't have question, if you say you understand everything, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you understand? Because like I said, I don't want a situation whereby somebody will just be, you guys will just be watching videos. No, you must, we just to be very sure that you're attempting, even though I know, yes, there are some of you that have not even opened your password login at all. We have access to all those dashboards. We know your completion rate. We know how many minutes you spend. In fact, there's one guy that even spent just to submit an assignment. He spent 5 minutes to submit the assignment. I hope you understand. So let me even tell you something. Even when you are doing your assignment, we know how many minutes you spend. When you are watching video, we know how many minutes you spend to do those things. So assignment that even me personally, I can't even submit that assignment within 1 hour. It's not possible. Unless I'm just copying and pasting from ChatGPT. Even if you have the idea before, it's not possible for you to submit it within 30 minutes, not to talk of 1 hour, not to talk of 5 minutes. You get. So please, I want you guys to understand now that what we are doing here now is you must not be lazy. You get, must not be lazy. And that's why I said, even if you are a very occupied person that does not have time at all, you can set up time, create time for yourself. You can say, okay, every 4 o'clock a.m., I'm going to be waking up, then spend 2 hours in a day. If you spend 2 hours, that video is not even up to 1 hour, complete from mode 1 to module 6. It's not even up to 1 hour. You get, if you say, okay, today is just I want to digest these videos, you get, even though we've not entered the practical side, the practical we are entering it by next week. You get, but if you now understand that foundation, how do you now going to understand the practical side? Okay, thank you very much, Madam Roots. Roots, you can go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Sir, you're welcome, sir. Sir, please, I want to understand something. When you are talking about, you use an example like people in the hotel business. Maybe if you reduce your price, um, you use a sample like as when there is 50,000, then you offer them 150,000. That is, as when there is 50,000 per day. You now
Mm,
ask like for 3 days, give them 150,000 for 2 days. So it's an example that you use, but I'm going to ask, like as me that in the industry, they might have a particular price for like one for one day. Do you
mm.
understand? So how do you now price it so that the customers will not feel that um, they will not go to the competitors, because by
Okay.
the time you put those even though you're giving them as one free day, but you have put the price
Mm.
inside one. So how do you do that? Then after that, I ask another question.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma, for that question. Now, I don't know the industry you're talking about. Can you give me an example of the industry?
You say like hotel business,
Okay, okay,
and it can
hotel.
apply to it can apply to any industry too.
Okay, okay. Now let me be very honest with you. In business, one thing I usually advise is never compete with price. Do you get? Don't say I want to sell the cheapest products. Because when you are selling a cheap product, the only thing you kind of people are going to attract are people who are still going to negotiate those prices. You get? So what matters in sales is your offers. Now let me give you an example. Like I said, I used in that first session. I said in hotel, let's say your hotel is 50,000 naira. Then instead of saying book book a night for 50,000 naira and we have AC, 24 hours electricity. All those things are common features that every hotel has. So you've not actually offered any value more than something that another hotel has not offered before. Even if you say, okay, you drop your price from 50,000 naira and say book a hotel 10,000 naira per day. Do you know that people are still going to negotiate that 10,000 naira? I hope you understand my point here now. But here's the thing, if you offer something, let me give you some. I think I shared this in that video as well. In my shortlet apartment, what I usually do, the first offer I started with is when you book. when you book for 2 days, then we are going to give you a free ride to your destination. Like, remember, it's in Lagos, and there is nowhere you are going in Lagos that's going to cost us more than 50,000 naira to take you to that place, to fuel the car that's going to take you to that location. You get? Now, remember, I did not give you any money for free. I calculate, in fact, I still even add some extra, like 10,000 or 20,000 naira difference on top. We are even making more money. But one of the major reasons why this thing usually drive now is that it depends on the kind of customers you have. You know, the most important thing in business is for you to identify your customer. Remember, not everybody is your customer. If you are selling a product that is for, you are selling for women, you just know that you need to understand what are those things that women like. And do you know what women like? Women want something that will make them to be confident in themselves. You get? So, but when you are selling a product and your target audience are men, men want something for status. You need to sell them status. So if you are selling for women, you sell them what? Confidence. If you are selling for men, you sell to men status. Do you understand? So now, if you are selling for parents, what you sell them is peace of mind. Do you get? So if you are selling for beginners, you sell them a clear path. I hope you understand. So, and if you are selling for somebody who is busy, like all those people who are workaholic, what you say to them is what? Time. You get? Because what they want is to buy their time back. So if you're able to identify whom your target customer are, that's where we have the difference between target customers and potential customers. Remember, not everybody is your customers. Your potential customer might be everybody. But your target customers are those people that need that exact thing you want to sell. Again, if I want to advertise a short-let apartment, not everybody can afford a short-let of apartment of 250K in a night, right? For you to afford to spend 250,000 naira per night, it simply means that even if I double the price, say okay, the price is now 750 for 2 days and get 1 day free. You can still afford that. You get? In fact, there is this, I think that was a Christmas 2 years ago. One of the first thing we did now is one of the property we had around Chevron. What we did then is that we give some features like if you book that place for like 1 week, we are going to make sure that we supply. Remember, all these short-let apartment, it has kitchen, you can cook anything you want. We are going to stock the fridge for you. Anything you want to eat, you just mention the food you want, we stock the fridge for you. We are not going to cook it, you'll be the one to prepare, because don't want to say maybe they too put mangi or too put salt for you. We stock the fridge. All those things now, it's actually one of our selling points. But do you know the funny thing about it? All these expenses, even if you say what you want is a fisherman soup, that money we've actually calculated, we join it, we add it there. So there's no room for excuses. We don't want a situation whereby we made a calculation. So, okay, what did this person say? I want to be eating fisherman soup morning and night, morning. All those things we calculate it and draft it there. But do you know what happened? A lot of people still overbooked it. You get? In fact, let me give you, there's one restaurant that I invested in okay, for all of you, I think I mentioned it there. I'm also a private equity investor. So this restaurant is located in Festac, and there's this offer they have every Friday of the month. You can go to that place and eat anything you want in that restaurant for the price of 20,000 naira. But you are not allowed to go with takeaway. You cannot go with takeaway. You just, if you like, you say it's chicken I want to be eating every Friday. They make that. And you know the good thing about this? Sometimes now, some people might even say, okay, I don't want to eat anything at home. Oh. Do you understand? So that I will have big stomach, I will have appetite. But in most cases, when you get to that place, you lose appetite. Now, I want to understand now that not every customer you're going to recover that money from. Some people even chop more than 20 something, you even chop more than 30K. You get? Why some we eat just less than 5,000 naira? You get? They prepare from home, thinking that they're going to eat more than 20,000. By the end of the day, they end up eating less than 5,000 naira. So that's exactly where you can recover those money back. So, like I said, don't compete with price. You get? Because when you're competing with price, the kind of people that you are going to be attracting to are those people who are still going to be pricing more. They still request for more discounts. You get from you. I hope I've answered your question, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Then
You're
there's
welcome.
another one that I want to ask. Um, like assuming that I used to follow you, I always follow you on the Facebook, and I've learned a lot from you. Then, but coming to this, even this model one, the this section we've done, this online stuff that we did now, I
Mm.
noticed that different from the things we're getting from the Facebook. So I'm trying to. My question is this: assuming that maybe I want to start a blog content, do you understand?
Okay.
And I have to, start telling people, giving them valuable information. So how do I structure it in such a way that um okay, you give a certain information online,
Mhm.
then people that by the time is like you suggested, like 6 months
Mm.
before the person then puts a Google ad, then when you monetize it, people that come in will also have more value or more benefit than what you are offering at the moment. I don't know if I made it very clear. So
Um, okay, like what you're saying now is that let's assume you are running an online business, or maybe let's say training. You want to be giving people some information for free, but at the same time, you don't want to over give them those value. I hope I'm correct.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the thing. There's something I usually say. In Nigeria, we have a lot of people who are, whether should I call it stingy or gatekeeping. Do you get? So many people they gatekeep information a lot. I don't even understand what is the essence of gatekeeping information that anybody can even access those information somewhere, even without you. Even before you have access to any information, I believe you learned that in somewhere, either from your mistake, or another person mistakes. Now, let me be very clear, honest with you. Now, let's even assume that, on Facebook, I talk more of finance than I do in marketing. You get? But let's even assume I focus majorly on marketing on Facebook. I'm still all this information I'm sharing, I'm still going to share that. But there is a difference between when I shared a post and when we had a live session. There are different. One, if you have a pressing question, for example, this question you just asked now, even if you ask it on Facebook, I may see it too, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to respond to this later. I will forget. Why? Because I'm not owing anybody on Facebook. Do you understand? It's not a must, I must respond to anybody. So it's whenever I say, okay, I feel like I will respond to this question, I will respond. One is that access. That is it. Now, the second one is that even when I'm making a post on Facebook, there are some information. In fact, let me be very honest with you. Each time I make any post on Facebook, when I'm even reading that post, I usually remember one thing again that I forget to include. I hope you understand. But remember, the post I've posted it, there's no way I can go back and edit it again. So it means no matter how you share information, you can never give the value. Like the value will always be there. You get? So what I usually advise, please, when you want to market, remember what I'm doing on Facebook is called marketing. Marketing is all about creating awareness, telling people about this problem they have. So don't gatekeep information, including the price. In Nigeria, many people, even when you see people selling products, you say, how much is the price? They say DM. Why are you telling them to go and DM when you can put the price visible? It's simply because you don't even know whom your customer are. If you're expecting people to be DM, it means that your customers are not the direct consumer. It's a business to business product you are selling. If you are selling a business to business, then you approach companies that need those that have those problems. But when you are selling to consumers, direct to customers, you need to display a price, make it visible for everybody to see. Not when you sell to, because the reason you are telling them to DM is because you want to sell to Mama Ngozi 50,000 naira, then you say to Mr. Johnson 100,000 naira, say to another person 200,000 for the same product. It doesn't work that way. Do you understand? So to me, I don't believe in gatekeeping information. And because one of the major reasons is because many people don't know now that the more you give out information to people, the more people trust you. But when a smart person, in fact, if I come across any post, I know that this person did not complete that post, that the person get keep some information. In fact, let me even shock you. Okay, sorry. Okay, I will not shock you. I'm not. I don't have electricity with me here. So now,
Shock us, shock us.
okay, now there's a time I was teaching. I think that was a stock market. Yes, stock market. This thing I posted on Facebook. Everything I said there, I've actually explained all those things on my Facebook. This is how the stock market work. Now, these are the people that is in charge. This is what you need to have. Many people read that post without even having access to me. They went ahead and do what? Downloaded a stock market investment app, stock brokerage app, and do what? Invest. Do you understand? Now, based on the information I shared on Facebook, they were able to get knowledge even more than what many courses, many paid courses are going to show them. But you know that even as I introduce a course, even these same people that did what, that downloaded this thing, they still come back and do what and pay again. Why? Because they believe that if I should give all those information for free, there are more that I'm still going to give them. Even if, for example, that they even attended the session and all the information I shared is still what I displayed on Facebook, they're still not going to be what? Disappointed. But the good thing then is that if, as we have this session today now, and I should have the same session with another group of people next week. Now, what I shared here now is not what I'm still going to share there. The reason is because, one, we are not using any script. So my thoughts today and next week is not the same thing. You get? So don't share information. Don't say, okay, I want to keep information because I want to preserve this one for sales only. Especially when you are selling a product. You know, marketing is the major important thing for you to understand the difference between marketing and sales. You get? Anytime I make any post about marketing, that post goes viral. But when I make a post about sales, you do what? It doesn't have enough engagement. But you know the good thing about it? Even a post that does not have engagement, in some cases, there are posts I've made, it has just one comment. But that post is going to get more than 10 sales. Like more than 10 people are going to buy. That's to show you now that your customers don't even drop comments. They'll just go straight to the point and contact you. And they are not even asking enough questions because they have already done their findings. And that's where SEO comes in because SEO, most of the people that are going to be attracting through SEO are those people that have actually done the homework. They found you on Google. They are coming to do what? Make payments. I hope I've answered your question, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Then also, this thing is it really confusing me. Content and blogging. So I've not really grasped it. I didn't really get it.
Okay. Now, okay, I think what you're saying the difference between content marketing and blogging, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let me explain. Blogging is a different industry, while content is the general name. Now, just assume that content marketing is just like university. Now, inside university, we have different faculty: faculty of science, faculty of law, faculty of arts, right? So that's exactly how it is. But the university is the mother. Now, content marketing itself is another broad topic inside digital marketing. Under that content marketing, we have blogging. But here's the thing: content marketing is divided into two. We have what we call tropical content and evergreen content. You get? Even though I'm not going to be going deep now because all these things we have it as a course for another session. You get? Now, but what I want you to understand now is that content marketing, either you are writing a blog, let's say I believe all of you know Punch News and Vanguard newspaper. Let's say you are writing a news on that platform. Now you can be classified as a news platform. Now you can also be called a content marketer. Now I believe all of you know somebody like Tunde Ednok, right? Hope I'm correct. Yes, Tunde
Yeah.
Yes,
Ednok
yes,
on
you did
Instagram.
not. Yeah.
Now Tunde Ednok can also be classified as a content marketer. Do you remember the two differences I give you now? One is the owner of Punch newspaper. One is Tunde Ednok. You can see they are doing like the things they are doing is totally different from each other. You get? But both of them can be classified as a content marketer. Now, which other person should I also give example? Okay, let me use Brain Jotter. I believe all of you know Brain Jotter, the one that do
Yes.
comedy skits. Now, Brain Jotter can also be classified as a content marketer. Why? Now let me give you different classification. Me personally now, I can ferry on my Facebook. I can also be classified as a content marketer. Now I'll give you about 4 different examples. One is Brainjota, one is myself, one is Tunde Not, one is Punch Newspaper. Now, what Tunde Not is doing can be classified as tropical content. Now, what is tropical content? Tropical content are those kind of contents that people only attend to them when the thing is still bubbling on news. Let's say all those things that happen like once in a time, like trending issues. Do you understand? They say Bobrisky snap is it Portable? What's the name again? Or Portable and Kataifi was is it Katefe? They have a blue or this and that. You get? Or maybe somebody punch somebody. They post it on Instagram. The thing is trend. All those trending issues. Those are the things they call tropical content. Why? Because all those things. Let me give you example. The best example of this. I believe all of you know when Bobrisky went to prison. Is it Ikoyi prison that he went to during those periods? Now, do you know that if you make a post about that issue during those periods, it's going to trend. It will go viral on social media. People want to read. Now, imagine you coming now to talk about that Bobrisky prison. Now, how many people do you think they are going to pay attention to that? Now, people are going to say, this is old news now. I hope you understand. Imagine now you say breaking news, EFCC arrested Bobrisky for this. And it's not that one happened. No. That one that happened then. People will say this one are old news now. We don't pass this one, job. Because nobody wants to have time for that. That's what we call tropical content. Now, what is evergreen content? Now, evergreen content, a perfect example of it is what I'm doing on my Facebook. If I post about stock market today, even in the next 10 years, the process to invest in the stock market is still the same thing. Do you understand? So even if I share, that's the major reason why I can post about how to invest in money market mutual funds today. 1 year later, I will still post the same thing again. People will not tell me, this one are old post now, this one are old news now. Why? Because many people need more new knowledge. Do you understand? So evergreen content, remember what they say, evergreen, ever. I want you to only jam the grammar together like this. Ever mean this thing everlasting. Do you understand? Green, you already understand what green is all about now. Something that is useful. Do you understand? So you know why I usually say jam the grammar like this? When I was in the university, whenever I see new terminologies, even if I've never read about the topic before, I'll just jam the grammar together, give them any definition. The most important, school, they like grammar, right? I just give them, in my own case, I'll make sure I have something like systematic. You understand? So once systematic is involved in the definition, everything is clear. So whenever I come across something, just look at the terms, then you get the full definition. Now, evergreen content are those kind of contents that is useful. Is not that it's going to trend only this week. It will continue to trend because somebody will still go to Google even in the next 10 years and say, how do I invest in money market mutual fund? How do I learn digital marketing? How can I increase my sales? How to make, or it's not only in digital marketing and not only in finance. Do you understand? So something like, even let me give you an example. You are a real estate agent. Somebody go to Google and now type something like, what are the documents required to own a property in Lagos? You can be posting all those things. If you post it on your blog, you are a blogger. Do you understand? Now, you can also be classified as a content marketer. If you post it on your social media like Facebook, you can also be classified as what? Content marketer. It's only in Nigeria that maybe when they hear a word blogger, they will assume that you are writing a Facebook post or you are posting tropical. The only kind of blogger that Nigeria know are what we call tropical content. Do you get like the likes of, we are mentioned today not now, many of you will say he's a blogger. I mentioned the likes of Instablog. Many of you will say they are bloggers. Yes, they are all bloggers, but they are not the only bloggers. Even The Nation, Punch, Vanguard, they are all bloggers. Even me on Facebook, I'm also a blogger there. You get, blogging is all about sharing information to people, to educate people. So it can either work like, what kind of blog are you sharing and what kind of content are you sharing? Are you sharing tropical content or evergreen content? Now, even on that content marketing, we also have another classification of content marketing. So you can either decide to share your content through written, the way I do on Facebook, or you can also decide to use visual, like to record a video, or you can also decide to share through audio, which is podcast. Do you understand? So whichever way you decide to use, then the platform also comes in. Like I said, when we get to that particular topic, you are going to understand it very clear. It's a very broad topic because if you want to discuss content marketing alone, we are not even going to end this class today. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, I thank you so much. So also, I did not understand this link building.
Okay, okay.
And what's the difference between it and the off-page CEO?
Okay, you know what?
SEO, sorry.
Off-page SEO. Now, I'm not going to go deep into that because link building, off-page SEO, they are under search engine optimization. Now, off-page SEO, like I said, I'm not going to be going deep into that. Link building is part of off-page SEO. Link building is just you getting link from another source to your own website. That's the best definition, the simplest definition. But when we get to search engine optimization, I think we are going to be entering that in 2 weeks' time. You get, because this week now we are entering web design. The next week we are entering the SEO. So you understand it better. I hope we are good like that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, the next person, okay, okay, Salvation Isaac, you can go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, fine evening, sir.
The question I have is about the question I have is about the selling of websites.
Okay.
I wanted to know, like, how will you sell a website you created? Like, if someone wants to buy it, will you have to change everything about the website, what the person needs, or will you just buy it like that? Because it was confusing me.
Sorry, your voice is low, sir. I can't hear you clearly.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, better now.
Okay, I wanted to ask about the selling of websites. My question is, if you create a website and how do you sell it? And if you sell it to somebody, will you have to change it to what the person wants, or the person will just buy it like that?
Okay. Now that's a very good question. So the question you guys are even asking is even on our fronts. We still have that one under monetization. This one is under monetization. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to answer that. I will give you a clear answer. Good. Now, selling of website, when you are selling a website, I want you to understand now that many people call it selling website, but me, I call it selling a business. Because before anybody will buy your website from you, they want to buy it because they have seen now that the money they want to pay today, even if they are paying 1 million naira, so in 5 years' time, they should be able to recover that money back and make more profits. Do you get? So what it means now is that when you are selling a website, you are selling everything to the person. Do you get? So now, when you want to sell a website, there's what we call an escrow platform. An escrow platform is just like a third party that connects both the buyer and the seller. So you go to that place and list your platform there. You give them access to your login details, to your dashboard, cPanel, even your Google Search Console. If most of these terminologies is too heavy to some of you, don't worry. When we get to that point, you understand what I mean by all these things I mentioned. So now, the buyer now will do what? We go to that place, say, okay, I'm interested. Then what happened? Let's say the price is $100,000, for example. The buyer will pay the money to those escrow platform. They will release access, but some limited access to him. He will access everything. Okay, I'm satisfied. They will give him the full access. They will release the money to you. Do you get? So I want you to understand now that when you even sell a website, you are selling both the website, the domain, what's it called again? The social media accounts. You get? Even if I build a website, call it ikinferry.com today. I decided to sell it. It means I still need to sell my Facebook page, add to that website. Because when they investigate, it might be that most of the visitors on that website is coming from my page. Now, do you want the person to go and buy websites and I will be using my page to do another thing? So what's the sense of him buying the website again? I hope I've answered your question there, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But like I said, that's another broad topic. We have a course on that, do you get? So you're going to understand it better. John Onyebuchi, can go ahead, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Okay. I think that should be mode 5. When we're talking about building or that should be either mode 4, building authority in your niche.
Okay.
Where you mentioned about using a content, like building, just like what you are doing on Facebook, telling people, giving people value through your content. Now, I want to ask if you understand your customers, and these are people that have a short reading span. I don't know, like they prefer maybe using video or something.
Yes.
Is it advisable to keep just to write or to use video clips to build authority in that your this just like opposite of what that you are using like writing to talk about, but your own service or what the business you want to build is something that is practical, but if you are writing, it will always be too long, and you are very sure that these people might not have the time to read through. So, is it advisable to use videos to actually say something you want to? So, that's my question, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for this question. Now, this question is under content marketing, but I'm going to answer you. First of all, in Nigeria, many people don't like reading. That's just the honest truth. And in fact, I was in that category before too, but I'm no longer in that category because I read everything now. You get? So now, when you want to sell, you know that the kind of people you want to sell to does not have time. It all depends on the product you want to sell. Oh. It depends on the products. Now, let me use myself for example. You see what I write about finance. Even when I write that thing, many people say, your post is too long, your post is too long. Now I know that the post is not long because I'm monitoring my metrics. They don't call metrics, they are social media metrics. I check the read time, how many hours, minutes people spend reading my post. So if many people are saying, your post is too long, right? And I see that they will just read this small. Let's say that post is supposed to take people about 5 minutes to read. And what happened? People are not spending, let's say more than 80% of the audience spend less than 1 minute. It simply means what you are writing does not make sense. You need to change your pattern. But do you know why? Even when people are complaining that my post is too long, sometimes I will even reply them with another longer post. It's because when I check the watch time of my post, I see that the watch time is not even decreasing, it's even going up. So in most cases, the comments might actually be lower. In fact, I'm not even paying attention to comments. But the watch time increase. What it simply means now is that there are many people who are reading down my post, but one, they don't want to drop comment, either because they don't want to review their profile. I hope you understand my point. Because in some cases, for example, I'm not saying I'm an influential person, I'm not influential, but there are some posts I'm going to come across, I will not drop comments, I will not even like it. But I read everything from beginning to the end. Why? I don't even want the person that made that post to know that I see his post. I hope you understand my point. So same thing also applies to me. Now, the only time you change your pattern and when you discover that your watch time is dropping, it simply means what you are writing is off key. People are not paying attention to that. So you need to do what? Change your pattern. Now, what is the best way? And another one reason why I'm also writing is because I noticed something. The kind of people that take decision are those people that read. And the same people that read from beginning to the end, those are the kind of people that ask questions. So I know that when I want to introduce something, it's definitely something that will make people to spend money. And when you are spending huge amount of money, you need to ask questions. Either you ask that question to the person or to yourself. Do you understand? So when you are selling a cheap product, you can use the video content. Why? Because you are targeting those people that have a short span in terms of reading. So, and they can do what? Spend money when they see that the money is too small. Imagine you're selling a product of, let's say you're selling it 1,000 or 500 naira. You say, after all, at the price you are more than 2,000 naira now. They can spend that amount without asking questions. But when you are selling a product of 1 million naira, 500,000, 300,000, even if the person is rich, they need to ask questions before giving out those money. I hope you understand my point here now. So identifying your audience is actually very, very important. And another reason again, let me also give you an example why I write those posts. In most cases, I write all those posts not because I want people to read them. There are some posts I personally made for the future. Now, what am I saying about that future? I'm building a footprint. Have you ever asked question, why is King not posting on TikTok? Do you know that somebody copy what I posted on Facebook and posted on TikTok? The person has over 5 million views. Do you get? And I come across that post there, but I still did not post it there. So what happened? I just have make sure I have what? I have a social media profile. In fact, if you go to my TikTok, I think what you are going to be seeing there is mostly my old pictures as far back as maybe 4 years ago, 7 years ago, and all that. You get? But what am I not posting recently there? Because I want to maintain one platform first. Remember what I said? If you want to become popular, the first thing you need to do is to identify one platform. And when you identify that platform, pay attention to that platform. When you conquer that platform, you do what? You diversify. You go to the next platform. So I started on Facebook, right? So I'm still on Facebook. It's not yet time for me to diversify, even though I'm not in haste in terms of growing my Facebook followings, right? So those are the things you need to understand. It all depends on the things you are selling and the kind of people who are your audience. So if you want to sell something, I'm just being honest with you. If you want to sell something that you know that people who you want to attract are those people who are intellectual, you need to do what? Make sure that your content is detailed. They don't all people that are intellectual, they don't want half-baked information. You need to give them the complete information. Don't say part one, part two. You cannot see I can very make a post. In fact, if I make a single post, you'll be able to understand where I'm heading to with one post. Not when I say follow me for part two. In fact, I've never made a post before and say follow me. Because if you like the post, you follow. Do you understand? Now, another thing again, you pay attention is your hook. There's what we call hook. Hook are those things that is going to make people to pause when they come across your post. Remember what I said, this is under content marketing. We are going to discuss about that. The reason why hook is very important now is that some people now, they will be like, okay, you want to make a post, they say, hello guys, my name is Akin Ferry. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to invest in the Nigerian stock market. People, what is people's business with your name? They don't care about your name, right? So your name does not bring money to them. It does not solve any problem. You should go straight to the point and tell them. You can start with a hook, something like, have you ever lost money in the stock market? Now you started with a question. Remember, when somebody say, have you ever lost money in the stock market? What I'm about to show you now will either change your life or expose the secrets in the Nigerian stock market. Now, you know what happened? When people come across, oh, okay, let me even see what this person wants to say. Do you get? Now they will pay attention, start reading. Why that is very important is because social media is a very big platform. Imagine when you are driving in a Lekki expressway, you see everybody is busy. Even though some of them, they just won't go house, go warm up. It's not like they're even busy doing anything. Everybody is all rushing. Nobody wants to, even when there is traffic light, everybody just wants to pass. That's the same way the social media is. Now, what are you going to do to attract the attention? Is the hook you use. If you say, hello guys, my name is Akin Ferry, hey, they will scroll. Who be this one? Okay, come on for a job. They will scroll past. But when you use something that is talking to them directly, you have to make your post in a way that it will be like it is relatable to them. And another thing again, I'm also going to talk. Like I said, this is under content marketing. We have a full course on that. Now, you need to also identify your own voice. You need to have your unique voice. Now, let me even be honest with you. Do you know that there are many posts I make? In fact, 98% of my posts, people copy it and post on their platform. I don't even care about that. But do you know that even as they post it, some of the people that are following me, they will drop comment there, say this is Akin Ferry, tag him, give him credit. Now they are not the people fighting, right? Why did they know that? And the person did not mention my name there. Why? Because when you are reading that post, you know that this voice is Akin Ferry voice. Even though I'm not speaking, it's a text. You can see even my text also have a voice. So you need to understand your pattern of sharing content. Even when I start sharing video content, I'm still going to work on that and identify a hook I'm going to be using to communicate, because my pattern of communicating with text is not going to be the same thing visually. I hope I've answered your question, sir. Okay,
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
you're welcome. Mr. Issa Aro, is it Awolowo? Okay, Mr. Issa, can go ahead, sir.
Okay, good evening, sir. It
Yeah,
is
fine evening, sir.
it is Issa Bashir
Okay,
Arulu.
oh, Bashiru. You're welcome, sir.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. Mine is, I think, is about. I think I have 2 to 3 questions.
Okay.
Number one is I want to talk about branding. For example, let's say you are using a name before, and at a certain time you want to rebrand it. Let's say you were using Mama Ngozi, and people have known you with Mama Ngozi for a long time. Even you've maybe optimized that name in Google, and some point you want to rebrand it. Maybe the word is not, due to the lesson we learned in the branding course. So I want to understand, how do you retract what has been in existence? I don't know if you understand where
I
I'm
get a
driving
point. I
at.
get a point.
So how do you, the new one, how do you retract it to blend or to overlap with the existing one before, which people have already known you, or which Google has already identified? You understand?
Okay.
Like I can ferry, when you come up with I can ferry, I believe you have a name. So how do we, mesh that together? And secondly, the SEO, we have different kind of platform. We have platform business, we have service, and we have the third one. So,
Platform business.
like, I
Platform.
want to, what my question is, yes, my question is, how the SEO you do for the platform business and service and the other, is it the same way you do the SEO? Let me be the backlink. How do you rank? Is it the same way? Because I understand that, let's say, the best digital marketer in Nigeria, okay, you are ranking for a person, but this is a platform like Facebook now. How does Facebook rank to be on that stage?
Okay. Let me start with the first question.
Okay, so the third one,
Okay. Go
the
ahead.
third one, so the third one is still on content marketing. So if, for example, you have let's say a blog website or a news website, is it the tropical content that will drive traffic to your website, or the evergreen content? Or you can juxtapose between the two?
Okay. Can you hear me right?
Yeah.
Please, can you guys hear me? Hey, good so.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I
can
can
hear
hear you
you,
now.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
sir,
okay.
we can hear you.
Few minutes, please. Okay, okay. I think it's better now. Now, let me start with the last question so that I will not forget. Now, the last question you asked is about the one that's going to drive traffic between tropical content and evergreen content. Now, the honest truth is that tropical content drive more traffic because everybody wants to know what is happening now. Do you understand? Now, but if you ask me which one are going to make more money, is evergreen content. I'm saying this is based on experience. You get now, but there are still even some kind of, in fact, there are still evergreen content that is classified under tropical content niche. You get, for example, Remember, I started my journey as a music blogger. Like I do blogging. So as far back as 2017, 2018, even to 2021, now there's all these music bloggers. I believe all of you have heard about this Ninja Loaded, Too Exclusive, Trendy Beats, Ninja Flavor, Lakey Loaded, and all that. Now, Ninja Kids, so many platforms. Now, each and every one of all these platforms now, as far back as this 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, what we do now is we publish music there frequently. You get, we apply for Google AdSense. So what happened? People go to that place to download music, they come across ad. Google pay us. You get. Now Google AdSense stop approving music platform because of this copywriting issue. You get it? Because music has moved digital. Nigerian musicians, they are now publishing using what we call Spotify, Apple Music, Audiomack, and the rest. You get. So that's why I have to diversify into the music industry, close the blogging chapter. One of those blog I mentioned their name before. I own one of those blog I just mentioned their name before. So now, in the music space now, let's say Davido release a music now, today, more than 1 million people are searching for that song. If your website is well optimized, it come outside first, you receive the highest traffic. You get, meaning you are going to make more money. Now, that is actually what music is actually tropical content, but it can also be classified as evergreen content. Let me give you an example, because the music industry has tropical music. They also have evergreen music. Now, do you know that the likes of music that Two-Face, Mr. P Square, let me use P Square. Those music they release as far back as 2010, 2015, 2000. Many people still play that song more than their recent song today. You get. So what it means now is that many people still go to Google to do what? Search for those things. Even a music you blog, maybe you blog it 10 years ago, right? People are still searching for it every day. You get. That can also be classified as. But the only thing I want you to understand, when we get to blogging, I'm going to show you how to know the best keyword I pay. There's what we call cost per click. Do you understand? So you understand what advertisers are interested to pay more. You get, because it's not all keyword that pays more. So that is for that side. Now, the second question you asked, please, can you recap that second question again? Just give me
the second is about how do you rank the platform business, service business?
Okay.
Is it the
Don't
same
worry.
way?
I get. Now, the second question you asked about platform business, product business, and the service business. Now, in terms of their SEO strategy, they are 100% different. The way you rank SEO for platform business is different from The way you rank the SEO of platform business is different from product business and different from service business. So, but when we get to SEO, you're going to understand that. I want you to understand that every business have different SEO strategy. You cannot use the SEO you use to rank an e-commerce platform like Jumia and use it to rank a digital marketing agency. It's not possible. So each and every one of them have a different way. Now, what the first question you ask, you say for somebody who has a name you are using before, people already know you, and because you want to brand yourself, how do you now do so that people, is it good or you should maintain the old one? How do you now combine that? Now, the first question I will ask you now, the new branding you want to do now, does it mean that you are not confident that when you brand yourself, more people are going to know you than the old people that know you? I hope you understand where I'm heading to now. So you need to ask yourself a question. How prepared are you for this new branding? The kind of strategy you are putting in place, if you brand yourself and change your name from, let's say you change your name from Mamangozi to iKing, are more people going to know the Mamangozi, right? Now, if people are going to know the Mamangozi, they are going to do what? If people are going to know the iKing, you change your name from Mamangozi to iKing, right? iKing Ferry. And you know that Mamangozi has more than 1 million people already know Mamangozi. But when you change it to iKing, if you are not confident that more than 2 million people will know the iKing, there's no point of you changing your name. I hope you understand where I'm going to. But if you are very confident that when you change the name from Mangozi to iKing. Remember, Mangozi had just 1 million people that knows it. Know that more than 5 million people are going to know the iKing Ferry. Why not change the name? You get? So changing name come from your own strategies. There are businesses that actually run that I change the name from. In fact, the first time I bring all these ideas. That's exactly what the board member said. No, this is actually going to make us, we are going to lose customer. I said, okay, it's better we lose customer and get our strategy right. The same thing I said now. Do you know the funny things? When we rebranded, the new name we are maintaining now, we have more customers times 50 of what we had before. Because when we rebrand, we have to do or change our business model too. You get to introduce new offers. So, and one of the major mistakes many people do now is when they rebrand, they will start advertising, telling people, hi, we have changed our name to this. No, focus. I'm not saying you should not make it public. You should make it public. You give reason that this is why you change. And when you are changing, you give now that you must introduce a new offer, a new future to the business. You don't just change the name, you say this one is no longer sweet, even though you yourself you know that the name is not sweet. So you don't tell your audience that you are changing the name because it's no longer sweet. Now you say, okay, let's assume now that which business should I use for example? Okay, let's just assume now that you are an online teacher, for example, right? And the name of your business is Pulseford. You want to change it from Pulseford to something like let's just use something like for corner, for example. Now, Pulseford, the method you usually teach people is through live session like a Zoom and all that. You get? Now, when you change it to four corner, because you know four corner is easy for people to remember. You don't just tell people, we are changing it because the old name is not easy to remember. That name, that particular idea is only with you. Now, what you're going to be telling people now is that you are restructuring, and part of the structuring, you are introducing a new management system. One, you are going to make sure that customer support team are faster in terms of response, and you're also introducing another new product, either to introduce another dedicated course. Let's say what you had before was only search engine optimization or only digital marketing. You say, okay, we're also introducing things like front-end development. And the new name we are choosing now, because we have to venture into food to become an ecosystem, you get, so that it will accommodate both the new courses you are introducing or the new products you're introducing. So that is one thing you must maintain. So if you are not confident with the name that you want to choose, you can now go ahead with that. Okay, I think Mr. Ya wants to say something.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for coming out live. I think you guys have already understand how the system works now. So since we are maintaining time, you can see the time is 7:19. What we'll do from now is so that we can attend to all the questions, we should keep our question brief, okay? So that we'll be able to meet up with the time. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ya. So, and that's actually very important because when I'm talking now, I will even forget that we have a closing time here. Okay, that's okay. I hope I've answered your question, Mr. Issa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, the next we have Antonia. Yeah, Antonia, I can go ahead now.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening,
So
ma'am.
my question is, I think it's three too. So
Okay.
the first thing is, how do I analyze companies' competitors?
Okay.
Like, how do I search for it? What do I look out for?
Okay.
Especially especially for product-based business,
Yeah.
if the competitors are not online, how do I analyze the competitors? What do I search for? What do I look out for? That's number one.
Okay.
Then the second question is, the instruction is to focus on one digital marketing skill. My question is, if my goal is to consistently sell and have a sustainable plan to sell my product-based business, okay, and I know with the training so far, I will need to master SEO, content marketing, social media marketing, website creation and optimization. My question now is, what would you advise that I focus on? Since my goal is to consistently sell. Okay, that's two. The third one is, you said something about focusing on a platform, Facebook, basically. Now I know that recently I do see these content managers, or no, content marketers always say things like that. They post on Instagram and it also links their Facebook to it. What they post on Instagram comes out on Facebook too. Why are you not advising us to go that route too? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Let me start with the first question. Now, how do you analyze your competitors, even though they are not online? Now, first of all, I'm going to be answering this question, but how to analyze competitor is under our SEO audits. That one is a course for another one, so you're going to understand it fully. But I want to give you a clear answer that to analyze your competitors, you have to use their products. That's the best way to analyze your competitors. Because if you don't use their products, you don't know, or you need to understand your competitor, how they package their offers, how the quality of their products. Those are the best way to analyze their competitors. But like I said, we have another session that is under SEO. We are teaching how to do SEO audits. You're going to know how, okay, but that one is basically for your competitor that is online, you get. But if they are offline, the best way to analyze them is to use their products. You get, because when you are using their products, you know that okay, this is where they're getting it right, and this is where they're getting it wrong. Do you understand?
Okay.
You now do what? Improve on all those ones that they are not doing well. Do you understand? In some cases, you will see that in many maybe some people drop a review, bad review. And the best way I also want to advise, the best way to advise, analyze their competitors, pay attention to some of their bad review, see what people are complaining there. You do what? Copy all those reviews and go use it to refine your own products. That review is actually an improvement where they are supposed to improve in their business. That's where people are pointing out. So that's also very, very important because I believe most business have Google My Business in Nigeria. So that one is more easy for anybody to generate. Now, the second question you asked about focusing in one niche, like I said, for a starter. Now, that I said that you should pick one particular skill. That doesn't mean when we are treating development, you learn only web development. When we enter content marketing, you say, no, this will not concern me again. No. Now, what I'm talking about now is that it's very good for you to have, remember, everything we are teaching you now is from scratch. So when you get to SEO, understand SEO to the fullest. When you get to web design, understand web design to the fullest. Understand all these things. You can do all of them. Now, when you want to practice them, pick one. Do you understand?
Okay.
So when you pick one, specialize in that area, you become an expert. You get, if you read my story, like I said, I started as a blogger first. I understand the blogging sector. In the blogging, like my website was once ranked as one of the most visited websites in Nigeria. So, and the good thing about this thing is that when I build all those blogs, the next question I was asking myself now is, how do I now get people to do what? Visit this my website. That was where SEO comes in. Not because I don't have knowledge in SEO before. I have knowledge, but I have to do what? Go deeper again to learn more, implement more. Do you understand? So I master blogging first, how to write content that people are going to like. Now the next is how to do what? Take people to my website. Now, after I already have people in my website, the money I was making on Google AdSense was penny. It was peanuts. I was now asking myself, okay, if I should be making this small amount of money, how do I now sustain this platform now? Because I cannot be making small money like this, and I will keep on renewing, hosting, domain and all that. Now, what happened? That was where Google AdSense entered. I hope you understand. So this And not because I don't have knowledge in Google AdSense before. In fact, I have a platform that was already monetized. But I have to understand, okay, these are the keywords that pay more. These are the ones that pay low. I hope you understand the structure here. So
Yes, yes.
it doesn't, I'm not saying you should ignore other ones. No. But just be very good at one. Don't say you want to be good at everything. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you're going to be distracted. At the end of the day, you'll be frustrated because you're not good at once, and because you're not good at one, it is very easy for you not to make money. And that's why you see many people that will run a business for 2 years because they have not made any money. What will happen? They will shut down the business. You get. The way they shut it down is because they have not focused on one. To study why are you not making sales? Why is money not coming? What are those things you are not doing right? That's for that. Now, the last question you asked about why did I say okay, now that we now have some AI tools and digital tools that now allows you now when you make a post on Facebook, it will cross post to other social media platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and others, and Facebook. Now, I'm not saying cross posting is bad. But there's something I would like you to understand. Maybe when we get to content marketing, or social media marketing rather, we'll get to social media marketing, you are going to understand it very well. Now, there is something you need to understand. Every platform have different algorithm. A post that go viral on TikTok, that post cannot, a post that go viral on TikTok will not go viral on Facebook. If you go viral, it's just an accident. Why? Because TikTok has its own pattern, Facebook has its own pattern, Instagram has its own pattern, Twitter has its own pattern. Now, you want to share a post on LinkedIn. Do you think my post is going to be long? No, it's not going to be long. Why? Because LinkedIn cannot accommodate most of all those my write up there. So I have to do what? Make it brief. Unless I want to be writing article on LinkedIn. Do you understand? So now you want to be writing on X like Twitter. It's still not the same pattern. I have to do what? Restructure them. You get? So I have a different communication pattern. Now, all those people that are even saying they are cross-posting their posts from, unless you are creating a visual content, like what you are focusing is a short video. You know what I mean by short? A video that is not up to 5 minutes.
Yes,
So
yes,
that one can easily be accommodated in every
yes,
platform. But imagine when your video is about 30 minutes, 1 hour, you posting on TikTok, you're wasting your time. You get? So focusing on one
yes.
platform, the best way, maybe when we get to content marketing, you're going to understand why I said focus on one platform first. You get? Because different platform has
Okay,
different
okay,
ways that they build the algorithm. The way Instagram, like I said earlier, if you
okay.
want to become popular in the next 2 months now, you want to go viral, like you want to go viral, like to gain, let's say, move from 1 followers to 50,000 followers within 2 months. You can pay attention to TikTok. TikTok will give you that. Why? Because is the algorithm is very broad. On TikTok now, you see that even somebody you don't have their phone number, somebody you don't know anything about, you just come across their content. You come across a lot of content accidentally on TikTok. But on Facebook now, you come across content based on your niche. But on TikTok, it doesn't work that way. Their own algorithm is different. That's why you see somebody that has more than 1 million followers on TikTok, but that person is not popular. You get? So the same thing also applies, similar thing also apply on YouTube. You can see somebody might have about 10 million subscribers on YouTube now. The person is not popular. But do you know that somebody will have just 100,000 followers on Facebook or Instagram? The person that have 100,000 followers on Facebook or Instagram will be more popular than somebody that have 10 million followers on TikTok. You get? When people see their
Yes,
face, they'll recognize the other one more. Why? Because it's based on how the algorithm is built. So, like I said, cross-posting is not bad, but depending on the kind of content you're posting. So when we get to
okay.
content marketing and social media marketing, it will be very much clear to you. I hope I've answered the
Thank you
question.
so much, sir. Yes, sir. Please. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, we have Lily. Okay, Lily can go ahead. Okay, is like Lily is not here. Okay, let's take another person. Mr. Modum. Modum, you can go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, all.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
I just want to make one comment before I ask my question.
Okay.
Just to save our time and focus more on the present topic. I think it would be better if we focus on the module while asking questions instead of random questions from other pages that we will still visit to save us time.
Okay.
And
Thank you very much for that suggestion. But if you pay attention, when I started taking questions from you guys, remember the module we just did now is just introduction. That's why I said you guys should ask questions based on what you've learned of those modules. Do you understand? So
yeah.
the question people are asking, some of the questions are from those modules. Again, it's not that we're treating another topic, but sometimes they also ask another question that is upfront. But I still need to give, at least you should
A
leave with
hint.
some clear parts. You get.
Yeah. No
So the
problem.
module now is what we treat. This is how the training is done. Remember, we have session every Saturday, right? I think
Yeah.
one Saturday is not last Saturday of the
Included.
month is not there, but every other Saturday we cover. Now, and your courses are introduced weekly. The next week now we are introducing WordPress development. So when you have access to those courses, now when we come next week, our next session next week, now what are your questions going to be? Those
And
areas
what?
you did not understand. If it's something we need to implement, I will share my screen. Those places you find difficult, we'll do it live. I hope you understand how we are going the session, sir.
Yeah, sure.
So it's
Okay.
just to be sure that everybody understand. We don't want a situation whereby we finish, move from mode 1 to from course 1 to course 12. One person is still at the beginning and that person is already at the top. You get, we want to
Yeah.
follow at the same level. You get, and that's why I say
Okay.
watching those videos is also very important, because if you don't watch that video now, you don't know where to ask your question from. You
Yeah.
get.
All right. My question is more on customer psychology.
Okay.
So let's assume I want to start a business that I don't know much about, but I
Okay.
really find out, okay, this is lacking, and I need to know, when you make an analysis or a research online is different from what is happening offline.
Yes.
So, and this is not a field that I'm actually in. So if I want to get more details on that particular business, what is the best strategy? Let's take, for instance, I want to start a marketing agency.
Okay.
And yes, I have studied, and I don't know much about how people view the business, what type of customers, what is their psychology about marketing, even though I have learned, but probably in, let's say, for instance, in Nigeria, people understand digital marketing as something different, just to post and attract people to visit, and that's it. So I want to understand better how to analyze customers' idea about a particular product.
Okay.
In order to structure the business in the way that it will be useful to them, not just to open up a business.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for that question. Now, let me be very honest. What I usually say, it is very easy for anybody to start a business, but the most difficult part is to move that business from one point to another. And when you start a business you do not understand, you will likely struggle in that business. You get. So I don't usually advise starting a business that you do not understand anything there. Now, let me use the same digital marketing agency you use, for example. If you want to start any business you don't understand, you have two ways there. One, first of all, is to use your competitors, those people that you want to do what they are doing, use their product first. Now, when you use their product, you are coming as a customer. Now, what are those things you are learning? You learn from the consultation period, how they package their offer, including how the invoice, consultation process, down to delivery process. One, you've learned from there. Another best alternative I also recommend again and is what? If you want to start a digital marketing agency, you don't know anything about digital marketing, go and apply for a job in a digital marketing agency. When you apply for a job there, you'll learn. Do you understand? So in this case, you've seen how every process is done back and forth and all that. And that's why, because we make this section, this particular program now, to be more of highly that's what I put practical base. That's why we have another 3 months internship. Because remember what I usually say, you cannot download experience on YouTube. It's not possible. Even if we teach you all these things now, where you're going to get the main experience is when you are doing the internship. Do you understand? So the internship is even more interesting than the training itself. Because on that side now, you see, sometimes, let's say for example, let me give you an example. There are some period now that, let's say, an a business approach our digital marketing agency to design a website for them, and we say, okay, the student who is doing intern to charge the customer. Now they are charging the customer based on their own capacity. I hope you understand my point here now. Let's say to design a website, remember somebody that is just new, they'll be telling the client, okay, this website is going to cost you maybe like 200,000 or 100,000 or 300,000. But in our own capacity, that same website, the least we can build it is 800,000. I hope you understand now. Now, during those internships, because we say, okay, take the client, the price is 1.5 million. They'll be like, what do you mean? It's too much now. I hope you understand. To them, it's too much because they are just starting now. You don't have any experience yet. I hope you understand the point here. But to us, because we've been in a business for a long period of time, that 1.8 million naira is not even a money. Because we still have other expenses. You know, remember when we even charge it, we give you price based on, we have office rent now, we pay utility, we have different things to pay. But to them, because they don't have any of all those expenditures they are making, they are charging based on their own. Because the only money they are paying is their house rent at home. I hope you understand. Even to us, we still have staff, we are paying salaries. So we cannot just charge 200,000 naira to build a website, something we are going to spend more than 1 week to build. So we cannot do that. So that's why that internship is very important. So you want to build any business, you don't understand, the best way is to do what? Become a customer, use their products. You understand? Now, the another best way again, go and apply for work in that sector. I hope I've answered your question, sir.
Yeah, got you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, the next person we have, okay, who's a Techno Spark 7. Okay, please next time change their name. Let me see what's calling. Are we not answering Techno in Nigeria now? Okay, you can go ahead. You can go ahead, Techno. Okay, I think Techno is not here.
Maybe he changed his mind.
Okay, Marvelous. The next person is Marvelous. Marvelous, you can go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, fine evening, sir.
And good evening, everyone.
Fine evening.
Please, my question correlates with that of Madam Antonia as regard building brand authority on one platform. I actually have a business where I am trying to build my own authority online.
Okay.
But I am using not just one platform, actually.
Okay.
Why? Because I actually got this information that building an omnipresence online, it has a lot of benefits to a business. Yeah. So I would like to get clarity, please, as an expert, regarding what you actually taught us on the curriculum. You said focusing on one platform will build more momentum or even intensity than just spreading through or spreading across different platforms. So I would like to know, based on your teachings, how do we actually balance omnipresence on the online and getting across with just only one platform?
Okay, let me come in. No, that was actually a very good question. No, because why I say it's a good question, because you said for your business, and it's very, very important.
Yes, sir.
Now, depending on the kind of business you do, because I say you should specialize on one platform, doesn't mean I say you should not post anything on other platforms. That's one thing I want you to understand very clear. Let me give you an example. Let's assume now that you are into real estate and you are posting a house. Remember, real estate is all about trust. People only buy from you when they trust you. And if I don't know you, I come across your post on Facebook. The first thing I do, I go to where, check your page on Facebook. I've seen what you posted. The next thing I will do, I go to your Instagram, go and search for you on Instagram. To be sure that I'm also seeing something similar on Instagram. I hope you understand where I'm heading to now, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now that I say you should focus on one platform doesn't simply mean that you are abandoning Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. No. But where your main attention is on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, depending on your content strategy. You get? Okay. Why you are paying attention on one platform is because on that particular platform, you are posting based on that platform algorithm first. Now, when the revenue you are generating on that platform is enough for you to hire somebody, even if you personally, you understand the strategy to go to another platform and dominate on that platform, you can hire somebody again and be paying the person salary for the person to be what? Specializing only on the other platform that you don't want to pay attention there. Why I say this now is because every platform has their best content. There has a content that will perform better on there. But when you are running a business, that doesn't mean you should close the chapter of other social media platforms. No, you need to cross-post. But one particular post you are designing must have where that post you are designing that post for. You get? For example, I want you to study the likes of all these commercial banks. If you see them make a post on Facebook, go and check their Instagram. What they post on Instagram and Facebook is not the same thing. They have different posts on those platforms. Does it mean they are not on Facebook? The answer is no. They are on Facebook. You go to X, which is Twitter. All those major banks, in fact, majority of them, their customer support team is actually on Twitter. Why? Because they know people usually go and drag them on Twitter. They will start trading for negative something. Do you understand? Yeah. So that's why they prefer to resolve their complaint there. But does that mean they did not build authority there? They build authority. But check the post they made on Twitter and check the one they made on Instagram. It's not the same thing. I hope you understand where I'm heading to, sir. So, but that doesn't mean you should close the chapter. One platform should be your content engine first. Now, once that one platform have authority, then you start diversifying. Yeah. Now, let me even tell you something. Do you know that even as I'm focusing on Facebook, I've not posted anything on Instagram. My number of followers on Instagram is increasing. If I go to Instagram today, if I gain any week, let's say I gain 10,000 followers in a week, just know that Instagram, more than 100 people follow me there on Instagram. And some people, they even go to Instagram and message me because they know if they message me on Facebook, I might not respond. Do you understand? Yeah. So, but because I already have a profile on Instagram, I make sure that it is easy for people to identify you there. Not whereby, because I say you should focus on one platform, then you just go and focus on Facebook, you forget on Instagram, somebody will go and create a fake page with your name. In fact, this guy made a mistake, Prince. Oh, sorry, I even mentioned this. For example, when he started his comedy career, as far back as, I think that's 2019 or 2020 or 2021, any of that year. Now, Prince was very popular on Instagram. Now, Tunde Not was posting him back to back. Now, do you know the funny thing? Tunde Not was tagging fake page. One guy from Tanzania was created a fake page using Brainjota. Brainjota was frustrated to the point whereby he even made a video, writes his name like this, say this is the real account. The fake page also posted the video there. Now, it's also when he messaged me, I'll be like, man, this is actually a very frustrating something. Then what happened? I have to follow my ways. We take down the account. You get is when I did my background check that I discovered that the guy is actually in fact, I messaged that same guy, say, okay, I want to call you for an endorsement deal. He was willing to accept the endorsement deal. I hope you understand the level of criminality people can actually go just to tell you something. Now it's because Brainjota did not understand all those things. Now, one of the mistakes he did then is that his profile, his real one, he was using Chukwebuka. What's that his surname again? I don't know his real name is Chukwebuka. He was using instead of Brejota. Now the fake accounts understand SEO. They were using the full Brejota. When people go to the what's it called Instagram and search for Brejota, they are not seeing his name. That's why I say, okay, Oga, change your this username to this. He changed it. I said, don't worry, wait. Within 1 week, it's going to rebalance. We are sending message to Tunde. No, this is the real account. He did not see it now. Do you understand? So it is now go and check Brainjot, and I believe he has more than maybe 3 million. I don't pay attention on Instagram, but I believe he has large followers now. You get.
Yeah.
So those are the important things. I hope you understand. I answered your question, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have.
So
thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Now, Mariam. Okay. I hope is it Miriam? I hope I pronounced that name well.
Yeah.
No vessel.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
it's correct, Mary. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ma.
Good evening, sir. My question is about email marketing and bulk SMS.
Okay.
What I noticed is those messages, there are so many coming in every time. Are they still relevant marketing tools? Because myself personally, I ignore those messages. I don't even look at it. Are they still relevant? Are people paying attention to them?
Okay. Now, thank you very much for asking that question. In Nigeria, there are so many things many business or many of us do not really understand. There is a way you will use something, you will misuse it. Just like you said now, email marketing, when people send you email, you don't even pay attention. But let me even say something. I don't know do you invest in the stock market?
Yes, but not much. I just started recently when I started following you.
Now, if your stockbroker send you an email, do you usually open their email or not?
I do. I will open if the stock.
You open it. Why you open
Yes.
it is because it's important to you.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
that simply means that email marketing is effective because they use that email to communicate. Now, all those ones that you don't open is because they did not understand how to send that email. They have actually killed that trust. In fact, sometimes you won't be the one to use your hand and put it on spam. Do you understand? Or report them to or subscribe on their mail list. You get?
Yes.
So email marketing is very effective, but you need to understand the strategies. Same things applies on bulk SMS. And bulk SMS is even more effective, but you also need to understand the strategies. Why? Because bulk SMS, even when the person is not online, they are going to receive text message. You get? But one of the things people don't understand is that you don't send email to anybody. You send it to people that already know your business. You get? And email is not something you send all the time. You only send it when you have a good offer. I hope you understand the point here now. When you have a good offer, that's when you send email. Not you wake up and send good morning, happy new month. Waiting concern them and happy. They will have entered new months now. Not be your hand the one here say you don't enter new months. So when you're not sending all those irrelevant mail, what happen when they read it? Imagine I read the email today, you're just sending me happy new month. Another next month, I'm seeing. If you send me another one, I will not open it. Maybe when you have something important to send, why I ask you whether you open the mail from your stockbrokers. You don't want to hear a situation where they say, we want to shut down before we send you email, you did not receive it. Because you have your money there. That's why you are opening it. So the same thing also applies in a business. When they want to send you a message, it's an important message they send to you, pay attention to that. I hope I answered your question, Demo.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. The next person we have, Lily. I think Lily, you did not answer that time. Can go ahead. Or is Lily not available again? Okay, Perpetua Chinansa. Chinansa, you can go ahead.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, my question I want to ask, you were emphasizing on like beginners that we should focus on one marketing this marketing department like WordPress, and you were emphasizing on WordPress development. So I want to ask, why were you emphasizing on this particular aspect, which is WordPress development?
So sorry, yeah, this thing is cracking. I don't know. I hope it's not from my end. Sorry, can you guys hear? Can you guys hear her? Right? I want to be sure it's not from my end.
No,
Our
she's not
network
talking
is
about
bad.
We
Okay.
can't hear.
Madam Perpetua, I can't hear you clearly. I guess your network is breaking.
Maybe some people maybe
Hello, ma. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly, please? Yeah. Sorry, Perpetua. I can't hear all the things you say there. The only thing I heard from you is WordPress. That's the only thing here. So if you cannot hear me, if you can hear me, please, you can either exit and come back again, or drop the message on the message box, please. I can't hear you clear. I can't hear anything you say there. You get. So before I think okay, she's no longer here. Before she Oppo, okay, Oppo, you can go ahead. Oppo, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. Okay. This one is also not available. Now let me say something. Anyway, whenever you have question, you have message you want to send, even when I do not attend to your message here, you can either drop your message in the group or you reach out to your facilitators. They will answer your question. You get. So now, like I said earlier, our session today, what we had today now is to cover what we've done before. But the reason why I did not even bother opening the website to start navigating, because I understand that that is very easy for anybody to understand, because what I just said there is just mostly talking. You get. So when I know that many of you are going to have more questions, is when we enter WordPress website development, which we are entering by next week. You get. On that side, where you have challenge, we implement it live here. Do you understand? So there's no point to say, okay, we'll push it next week. We implement it live. We enter it, all those sites is practice. That's why we not start with a practical first. Now, the next phase we are entering on is WordPress development. It is important to have a laptop, but laptop is not mandatory. You get. If you don't have a laptop, you can still use your mobile phone to do that, but laptop is actually going to go in a very long way because it will make your work easy. And before then, our team is going to assign a login details to you. They are going to give you access to domain and hosting. You get. In fact, I will even say they should give you access. Okay, they will give you access this week we are entering. I wanted them to even give you access to that domain and hosting by next week, Saturday, when we are meeting next time. But they'll give you access to that. They'll give you access to that when we enter this week we are entering on. So it means when we want to build a website, you don't need to go and buy domain. You don't need to spend money to buy domain and hosting. They are going to provide you access to domain and hosting where you are going to use to build your own. They will give you login details. So when you watch the video, you are going to understand what I'm saying. But now, if there is anything you did not understand in that video, we have next session by next week. You get. We can do what? Implement that one-on-one. Another one again, you can also do what? Reach out to your facilitators. That's the major reason why they are facilitators. So if you have any places that you have challenge, you also reach out to them. You get. So they will guide you on that. Then any questions, then if your facilitators were unable to give you a clear answer, or maybe I'm not satisfied, can also bring those questions again, either in your general group there, or in whenever we have a live session like this, because the essence of the live session is to implement what we've done on that side. Now, let me also say something. There is one common errors. I think I need to share my screen in this on this side here now. A few minutes. Let me share my screen. Okay, there is one common errors that I discovered. Like I said earlier, so many people they were unable to do. I think that's a module. That should be module. Is it module 6? Yes, module 6. I believe all of you can see my screen, right? Can you all see my screen?
No, it's still blank.
It's blank.
It's still loading.
Not yet.
We can see it
Blank
now.
is open now. We can see it.
Okay. Now, so for example, now is Pulseford okay, you can see now this loading you are seeing, and you can see this website is still loading. You see this loading, it did not load very fast. You get so now this is what they call, that's the work of technical SEO. You get technical SEO help your website speed to load very fast. The good thing about this our SEO class, the SEO class is actually the business you are familiar with. We used to do that so that when you are looking at it, you say, okay, I was here when they built this thing. Do you understand? You get so it means that before you even have your SEO class, what you're going to be seeing then and is Pulseford Business School. Is going to be school you are much familiar with. Now, this is the first course we had before. Remember, when you go to program, remember what I told you guys? This is the program which we are having, which is Professional Certificate in Digital Marketing and AI Mastery. And this is the first one that you first have access to, which is a Digital Marketing and Online Business Growth Mastery. Now, this is the second one we are moving to, which is WordPress development. Now, this is the session. It means once we move from this, we enter this, we move from this, we enter search engine, content marketing. All these lines you are seeing here now, these are the lines, exactly how it's going to go. Now you see, if you observe very well, all these ones now, they are all beginners, down to your custom project. You can see this place you are building your custom project. Now this side you are doing your internship, you understand? Now is after then you go to this side, AI prompt engineering. The reason why we have to push, in fact, this one is also beginner friendly, but we have to push it to this intermediary because if we do this AI prompt engineering, now many of you are not going to even learn anything again. You just focus on AI. You get so now because you are going to be exposed to so many things on what AI is, you can actually achieve using AI. Okay, then we have, okay, this side now how to build a sustainable digital marketing agency. Now, from this particular session, let me just open this one. This digital marketing and online business growth mastery. And remember, it's not the only people who are attending live session are the full program. Remember this course as it is now, even anybody can enroll on the course and have access to it. Do you get without like individually? You get, but they are not attending the live session. That is the difference between this our mentorship program. Now, if for example, let me try and log in. I hope I'm even enrolled here. Let me log in using my profile. That should be ikinferry.com. Then I want to be sure whether I'm enrolled. If I'm not enrolled here, I will use another dashboard to log in. Okay, correct password. Okay. Few minutes. Okay. Road work well. Which other one? Which one? Okay, one here. I just trying. This is to verify that it's not AI. Mountain or hill. This is hill. This is hill. This is hill. Okay. Okay. Login. Okay. This one work. Then let me just go to my course. You get my course and be sure I have a course under. Okay. Okay. I have a course. Now that course now you can see I have. When you log in, this is exactly how your own dashboard is there. When you go to my course, for example, you can see all the courses you have. Then you come to all. When you click on all, then this is the online business growth you are doing. Click on this, for example, you get. So if I click on continue, you can click on continue here. If you don't want to go that, you go straight to the point and locate the course here. Let's say start with what is digital marketing, you get. Then you play the course like this. Now let's assume now that you've completed the course, right? Remember, please, very important, make sure you complete the course before you click on completed. Once you are done, you click on what? Complete. You must make sure you click on complete before you move to the next session. Then when I click on complete, you can see I've been moved to the next lesson, right? You get. Now let me also say something. The reason why this thing move easy is because I've watched this video before. I hope you understand my point here. So now you click on this one, watch this one too. Now let's assume I'm done. Remember what I said. You click on what? Complete. I click here, complete. Now you can see I've been moved to the next phase, which is what? Quiz, mode 1 quiz. Now you need to start the quiz by clicking here. The reason I'm doing this because I discovered many of you find it difficult. So when you click on start, for example, let's attempt this question. This quiz is very important. You can see this 10 minutes. Now, what best describe digital marketing according to this lesson? A, selling products only through social media. That's not what I said. The ability to promote a brand and improve its online visibility. That's the answer. Designing website for online business, creating mobile application. Now, what is there? Once you are done, you click on this next. You understand? It takes us to what? The second question. You can see question 2. Which two major outcomes of digital marketing we emphasize in this lesson? Now, let me tell you why I say even if you use ChatGPT, you are still going to fail this. Because imagine you copy these answers, like you copy this question and paste to ChatGPT. Did ChatGPT listen to the lesson? No, it did not listen. That's why we took these questions. You get? So imagine you paste it to ChatGPT and it's going to say, ChatGPT will say is email and SMS. You get? Now, A is branding and web design, sales and impression. That's exactly what I said. You get? So now, but if you not listen to this, each and every one of them will sound like an answer to you. Because what happen, go to the next. Then, according to the lesson, when does a sales actually occur? Now, I also say something there. When someone visits your website, when someone click your advertisement, when payment is successfully received from customer, that is answer. Sales does not happen until money enter your pocket. Do you get? Now what happen? You click on next again. So now, why is it recommended that beginner choose one digital marketing specialization first? I remember most of you asked me this question before. Now the A say because digital marketing has only one skill. Now, the B say because it is impossible to learn new skill later. The C say because digital marketing is broad and focusing on one area helps you build expertise first. Remember, I answered this question before in this same class here. Now, the D say because business only hire specialists. Now, if you look, all these things, all of them look like an answer, but the answer here now is what? C, because that's what I said before. So now you click on next again. Now, this is the last one. You can see they say, why is having a website important for a business? A say it granting more sales than social media. Now, B say it increase business trust and give business somebody is drawing something. Now, B say it increase business trust and give business an online presence it control. Now, C say website automatically rank on Google. D say business no longer need social media if they have website. Now, what I said in the video is what? B. Remember what I said? I made mention about if you don't have a website, imagine you focus on social media. What if, is it Mark Zuckerberg, they call it, or Mark Zuckerberg? They delete your Facebook profile. What will happen? People don't have where to reach you again. You get now what happened? We are done with this. So since we are done, somebody is drawing something on my screen. Let me unshare this and go back again. Please don't draw something again. Share. So now, once you are done, you click on, but before here, I want you to understand something. If you are using system, you can see here now, I did not see everything clear. You can just click on this arrow here, but if it's on mobile phone, everything is going to appear. I hope you understand. You see this arrow here, this arrow, you can see I did not see where to end the quiz now. Nothing, I did not see anything to end. But if it's on mobile phone now, you will see where to end it. But because I'm using PC, so I need to click on this arrow to hide this curriculum. I click on this place. Now this is what? Finish quiz. I am done answering all the questions. You can see finish quiz is both down and up. I click on what? Finish quiz. Now let's click on OK. Let's know whether maybe I get the answer. Maybe I was reading and recorded something before. You can see now 100%, right? The pass mark is what? 80. The essence of this quiz now is for us to know, want to know whether you actually understand. If you fail it, you can always retake. And when you fail it, the system will also show you the one that is correct and the one that is not. You can click on review, for example. Click on review. It will show, if you fail it, it will show this one is not correct. Do you understand? This is not a classroom. We just want to make sure that you learn. Even if you fail it, we'll tell you, okay, this is the answer. Do you understand? So that is that. Now, when you are done, you go what? You click on next. Remember, we are done with what? Module 1. You go to the next module, which is module 2. Do you understand? So now this place talks about problem identification, how to identify a problem. You get, when you are done watching this video, you click on complete. Remember what I said, please don't click on complete when you've not watched. This video, it might actually be boring, but it's very important. Because if you do not understand these parts, it is very difficult to understand what we are doing. You get? Now, let's assume you are done with module lesson 2. You click on this again. I'm going to attempt to one more quiz. Then you can see the next quiz again. Click on start. Now, this one say, what is the question here? It say, what is the first responsibility of a successful digital marketer? Now, A say, learn every digital marketing skills available. 2, buy expensive marketing software. C say, identify problems that people are willing to pay to solve. Now, that is the answer. Remember, this particular place is talking about problem identification. I hope you understand. Now, what happened? I click on what? Next. So now, the second one say, a beginner who wants to gain experience building website should initially what? A say change every business, okay, charge every business a high fee. B say offer to build website for free. Why the business pays only for domain and hosting? This is actually the answer, because I said it in the hosting, in the video there, that as a beginner, you need to do what? Lower your price first. Try to learn. It's not when you're an expert before you start charging as an expert. You get? Now, let's go to the next. You click on next. Now, this one said, what often creates a business opportunity for digital marketer? Now, A say follow every, somebody's making noise. Oh. Don't worry, we are ending the session. I think, let me mute off first. Now, what often creates a business opportunity for a digital marketer? Now, A say follow every online trend. Now, B say buying expensive digital tools. C say paying for social media followers. D say identifying frustration.
Hello, is it just me? I can't hear anything again. No, your voice is low, sir.
Can you guys hear me?
Maybe your voice is very clear.
Yes, we can hear you very well.
You can hear loud and clear.
Let me drink water.
Loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear.
I think it's from your end.
It should be from your side.
We
We can hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay.
You should log out and come on board again.
And just log out and come back. Don't worry, you have access to the video. We'll record it now. Now, the answer here now is what? D. Now, once I pick D, what happened? I go to next. Remember what I said? This course is not about watching video. It's not about understanding what you just watch. You get? Now, the question 4 now say, in the farming example, what helped the digital marketer? Okay, what helped the digital marketer build trust before selling agricultural products? Now, A, running paid advertisement immediately. Now, B, say creating educational content that showcase farming activities and taught people about agriculture. That's the answer. Now, C, say offering the cheapest price in the market. Remember what I said? You can never compete in price. So prices shouldn't, don't always think you want to compete with price, because price is something anybody can do. Imagine you are competing with a big organization. They can easily say, okay, the cost of their product is 10,000 naira. They can even lower it to what? 5,000. They will subsidize because they just want to push you out of the business. So now we do what? Click on next. Now this is the last question. This one say, what is the main lesson from car rental and blogging stories shared in this module? Remember what I said? Even if you copy this into AI, you will fail it. Because AI did not listen to the car rental story, did not listen to the blogging stories. That's why our quiz is, we put this quiz based on this information. So before we put quiz, just know that the person that compiled this quiz have actually listened to that video from beginning to the end. So that's why you also need to do what? Listen to those videos. Now, let me even see, A, business always require millions of naira to start. You get? Now, B, say digital marketing only works in large cities. C, say every challenge can become profitable business opportunity when you create practical solution. That is actually the answer. D, say success depends mainly on having social media followers. That's not what I said. Now you can see this is the last question on this. Now for you to see where to end this, you need to do what? Click on this. That is, if you are using system. If it's phone, you will see this finish quiz on your mobile phone. Now you click on what? Finish quiz. Now let's know whether maybe I'm not the one that recorded that thing before. Now you can see 100. You get? So this is exactly how you follow those process. When you are done, you move to the next. Now, before we end this session, I would like you guys to attempt to this next question. Do you get? I know it's all of you that did this quiz before. We've seen the result of what you did. So let me click on complete this course. You guys are going to attempt to this next quiz now. let's see whether I believe all of you have watched the videos now, so I'm completing it. You get? So now I'm going to the next one. Now start a quiz. This is quiz module 3. Now I'm going to read it out. Now you guys will tell me the answer. Now this one say, which of the following is not one of the 3 online business model discussed in this module? A, they say product business. B, service business. C, platform business. D, franchise business. Which one is the answer?
Franchise
D.
business.
Franchise business.
Franchise business.
Okay, who said B?
Franchise business.
Franchise.
Who said? Okay,
D.
that's good.
Franchise business.
Franchise business. That's very good. Now we go to the next one. What is the primary source of value in a platform business? A, selling physical product directly to users. B, attracting users' attention and monetizing the platform through methods such as advertising or subscription. C, charging every visitor before they can access the platform.
B, sir.
B is the answer.
B, okay.
The answer is B.
Okay. That's very good. That's very good. Now we go to the next.
There is echo.
What
Please.
is the biggest challenge in running a product business? A, website. B, social media management. C, logistic and product delivery. D, creating online quiz.
Logistics.
Logistics and
Yeah, logistics and product.
Anybody with different answer? Okay. Well, often I can't follow majority. Me, I don't always like follow majority.
That number one.
Okay.
The answer is not franchise.
The answer now.
That number one is not franchise.
Number one is what?
It's not franchise. It's platform.
What is the answer?
It's platform business.
Platform business. Why did you say it's platform business?
I don't know if you can.
Let me go back to number 1. This is number 1.
Please, it's not
Now
franchise.
this is number 1. Which of the following is not one of the 3 online business model discussed in the module? You say it's product business.
Okay. Yes.
It's franchise.
No. Sorry. It's franchise. Sorry.
Okay. Why did you change your mind now?
I didn't get the.
Okay.
No. I didn't get the. Yes,
okay, no problem. Now let's go to answer this. You can see anyone who answer before is tick already. So we'll go to the next. They were all tick. Okay, I think this is where we stop. The next again is number 4. Okay, now according to this module, why do customers buy from a business? Now, A, because the business has many social media followers. B, because business solve problem they have. C, because business offer lowest price. D, because business has been operating for many years.
Because the business
The answer is B.
Man, that's very good. Why this is very important, we are taking this. It's going to understand that people buy from you when you are solving their problems.
I think
they don't buy
you're
because
using
you offer the lowest price. Because you can even offer lower price, but people don't even trust you. And you are not even communicating that thing in a very clear way. They are not going to patronize you. You get? Exactly. So that is actually accurate. Now let's go to the next. Yeah. Now, the number 5 say, before monetizing a newly created blog or platform, what does the lesson recommend focusing on first? A, increasing subscription price. B, building trust by consistently solving users' problem. C, hiring more employees. D, running advertisements.
B.
What did you say?
Building trust
Building
consistently.
trust by
What did you say?
building trust
Building trust
Okay,
by
okay,
constantly
that's
solving
good.
users' problem.
Now let's
Yes,
go
the
to
answer is
the,
B.
I think this is the last one, number 6. Mama Ngozi built a website where farmers can list tomato produce and buyers can connect with them. She earned revenue through advertisements and premium listing. Which business model best describe Mama Ngozi business? A, platform business. B, product business. C, service business. D, none of the above.
Hey,
Platform business.
Platform.
Okay, some people say it's platform business, some say it's product. Who choose product business? Who among you choose product business? Okay, who among you choose platform business?
I choose
It's
I choose platform.
platform business.
Okay,
Yeah,
can one of you raise up your hand? Tell me why you choose platform business.
It's platform business.
This is because she built the platform where the
I choose platform business. That's
Okay.
I choose platform business because the creator build a platform to connect.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Um. Okay. Now the answer is platform business. It's actually show that you guys actually watch the videos. Now this is we click on what's it telling me? Participants requested to start Zoom AI. Okay, Zoom AI. Okay, which one is Zoom AI again? Let them not end this thing again. Now you click on what? Finish quiz. Now you see the answers that we're going to get here. You get click OK. Now you can see everything is what 100%. It means that you guys actually watched the video. So this pattern now you can see even as we are going, what did you notice here? Our completion rates has increased. It has what 42%. Do you get? So now you can see this expire time here now on July what 24. You are seeing July 20. The way we put this, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have access to it. I know many of you ask questions. Is the course going to expire? The way we put this in is to enable you to take action. Do you understand? Like I said, some of you have not even visited this thing since all this while. But that doesn't mean that it's going to expire that day. But let me tell you something. If you did not complete this course, we cannot enroll you in the next course. It's not possible until you finish it. You get? And any minute you spend solving these questions, we know. Do you get? So, and for those of you who have done your assignments, let me even navigate to assignment side. Let me navigate down to assignments. Assignment should be under module 6. Now let me click on assignments. But you can see this manner, I don't think this system is going to allow me. Okay, we remove that boundary for people that have problem before. Now, if you want to attempt your assignments, all you need to do is you can see the assignment is over 100. The passing mark is 52. If you score 52 and above, you pass. You click on what? Start assignment. Now, there are ways you can actually do this assignment. One, please, before you submit assignment, make sure you've done from module 1 to module 6. Remember, like I said, everything you are doing here, we are seeing it. Even though you can see, I move down to what? Module, the assignment part. My subscription is still showing what? Percentage is still showing what? 47. Because I jumped something, right? You get. So when you complete, we know. Even how many minutes you spend watching all this video, we know. If you spend 1 minute doing it, we know. Remember what I said, if not because of what some of the restriction we removed this morning, I shouldn't have been able to access this assignment now. So to do your assignment, you just read the assignment. The assignment is based on everything that we discuss here. It's just for you to understand, do a findings on business, identify a problem, what is the type of business, right? You compile all those things. Now, there are ways you can submit. You can either submit it, write it as a text here on this box here. Do you understand? Either you type it as a text here or upload it as a PDF file or doc. Do you understand? And upload it here. You get. When you upload, you click on submit. Now, once you submit, let's just assume that please don't submit empty something. No. Let's say my name is iKing. I'm not saying you should just say your name is iKing and submit, because the system is going to flag it. Then I just click on what? Submit, for example. Now, once I click on submit like this, now you can see waiting to be marked, right? So an instructor, now look at this place. You can see time spent 1 minute 4 seconds. Everything is recorded here. The instructor already know how many minutes I spent to do that. I'm not saying you should just open your assignment and go and relax. Okay, I will submit it later so that they will say I spent time. Remember, like I said, even when we see an assignment that is done by AI, we know. I'm not saying you shouldn't use AI, but it's very important you understand this first. That's why we are not introducing AI for the first time. So this is actually the process. And the next section we are going to be having is SEO. Now, for those of you who have not received your mark, for those of you that have submitted the assignment and it has not been evaluated, it's going to be evaluated before this Tuesday. You're going to receive, and for those of you who have not submitted, please submit your assignment before this Tuesday. All these things count. Based on your performance, we are documenting everything. I want you to understand now that we have record of every information that is going on the gate. So that is everything you need to know. The next session we are going to be why is this not? So the next session we are going to be having is WordPress website development, which is fully practical. You learn how to build a website, you get. So I believe any other question before we go? So we have actually taken so much time. Somebody said, okay, why do you still have 52% after completing your assignments? 52%. Okay, you mean 52%? Now, I complete my assignment. Remember, I did not do module. We did only module 3 now. I did not do module 4. I did not do module 5. Hope you understand. So this is not Nigerian INEC. So you must finish from module 1 before even that percentage. Let me even be honest with you. If I check my back end now and show you this particular assignment we just did now, this quiz we just did now, the system is going to be scoring me based on my watch time. If I check my score timeline, it's going to be showing around 0.5. It means I did not watch the video. I hope you guys understand. Remember, why I know answer to these questions now, I did not bother watching the video is because I'm the one that recorded the video, right? So I know what I said there. So that's what we are answering. But now it gives student rating, and that rating is based on the duration of these videos now, each and every one. And remember, we are just clicking on answer, move to the next one. Now the system is going to give me overview rating. Even if I get all the answers, that's why you can see some people, I see some people that they did all the quiz and their this thing was showing them failed. You get, I think some of you have that experience, you know yourself. You get, but like I said, most of all these issues, we are learning from your mistakes, and also we also making mistakes. Remember, this is the first time we introduce this platform. So we are implementing all those things. That's why I have to remove those restrictions on the assignment aspect. You get, assuming there is a restriction there, I couldn't have been able to access it. Now, let me give you an example. Let me share my screen one more before we go. Now, let's say, for example, I go back to okay, I'm sharing another site. Let's say, for example, this is my screen. Okay. Now remember we did a quiz on mode. I think we did module 3, right? We did module 3 last. Now let me just do module 5. Let me just do quiz for module 5. Click on quiz. Now, did you notice something now? They say you must complete module 5.2 before this quiz will be available. Do you understand? Now, even if I click on, like, I want to complete the module 5.2. Now, remember, I go back to module 5.2 now. Now, what did he say now? You must complete now module 5.1. I hope you understand. There are restrictions we have to make sure that you are following them session by session. You get? If you not finish module 1, you don't have any business going to module 2. You get? And you can only do what? Fast forward this once you've watched all those videos. Like anyone you've done now, you can actually go back and fast forward it. But the one you've not watched now, you cannot fast forward it. Let me give you a clear example of this. Maybe what we just did now is we just did module 3, right? Now let's come to this place. Because the reason why I have this now is because you might watch some videos, maybe when you want to build a project, you want to go back to that video now, you have some question you want to ask. Let's assume I click here. Okay, remember I did not watch all this video. You look at this place now. I click on fast forward, you can see this thing now is what? Disable. Do you understand? I cannot fast forward it because I did not watch the video. You see why watching it is very important. These are some of the restrictions we place. But once you've watched it and you want to rewatch it again, you can fast forward it. Yes, that one is possible for you. And if you're a first learner, maybe what you are hearing here is boring. You can do what? You can even increase the speed. Do you understand? You can increase the quality here or also the speed here. Yeah, this is speed here. You make it faster. Let me put it to, if you're a fast learner, somebody that likes somebody talking fast. You see, so anyone you want to follow, you can use that pattern to do that. So I believe everybody is very clear on this so that once we move to the next module, it's very easy for you guys to understand. So I'm going to be taking just 2 questions, then we close for today. If you have a question, remember you have 2 places you can ask your question, one in the group, another one is your facilitator. Next one is when we have live session like this. So, Mr. Isa, you can go ahead, sir.
All right. Good evening. Good evening once again. Thank you very much for this wonderful section. So my question briefly is on the website development section that we are entering. So you said everybody will be, each participant or each student will be given domain and hosting.
Yes.
So I want to ask, like, how can you lay more emphasis or give a detailed analysis on that? Like, what is it? A same website everybody is creating, or is it personal website? Is it a dedicated website and instructed? Okay, everybody should do this. Everybody should do this website.
Okay, and that particular side, your facilitator will guide you on that, on what to create. You get that's the major reason why you have that facilitators. They will guide you on what to create. But that website is for learning purposes. You get so it's just for you to be able to implement. And to answer more questions there, I think is when you have access to that course, you get most of the answer to your question. Hope you are good with that, sir.
Can you hear me, sir? I didn't hear you clearly, sir.
Okay, I said once you have access to that course, you are going to get a clear answer to your question. Now, the kind of projects what you are going to be doing with the domain and hosting that we're going to be giving you access to, your facilitator will tell you that. Do you understand? Because your facilitator will be the one to give you, grant you access to those domain and hosting. For those of you who have not messaged your facilitator, please do and message them so that you get a clear answer. You will not be behind, please.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, one more question. Miss, okay, Kesia, you can go ahead. Hope I pronounce her name well. Okay, Kesia, I can go ahead. That's our last question for today.
Thank you very much, Mr. My question is about assignment. Since the assignments are in bullet point, are we going to answer it in bullet point, or we are going to give a full explanation, detailed explanation?
And what did you say again? I didn't hear it clear.
I said that those assignments, that assignment appears in bullet points. The numbers,
yes,
the questions appeared in bullet points. So my question is, are we going to give our answers in bullet points, or we are going to give detailed explanation?
Okay. Now that assignment, you give a detailed explanation. You just do it as if you are consulting your clients. It's a detailed explanation. Now, let me say something. Now, when we submit assignment, don't assume we are not reading. We read everything. You get? Like, if for those of you that your assignment has been evaluated, you will not see that we give you even when we see that there is a mistake there, we still give you recommendation. This is what you need to improve. For example, there is somebody that submitted a business, right? So now the name of that business is very long. I marked that particular assignment myself, right? And the name of the business, another person is also using that same business. I give recommendation on all those things, because those are part of your branding processes. Before you choose a business name, remember what I said, make sure the name is very short, easy for people to remember, and make sure that nobody is using that name. You get? Even if somebody is using it, you can do what? Rebrand the name again. For example, I use Four for example. Remember, this normal spelling of Four is F-O-U-R, then corner, C-O-R-N, that is E-R. I hope I'm correct. Then, if I should use something like that, that's more like a generic word. Generic word is something anybody can easily coin, like something that is available. Anybody can easily use that. What happened? I recoined the name. Now, the same pronunciation, but different spelling. What happened? I use Four Corner. Do you understand? Which is F-O-K-O-N-A. Now, assuming I want to use that and somebody have taken it, I can also change it to something else. I can even call it Forcuna. Maybe using F-O-C-U-N-A. You can see that. You get? I can even change that name to 20 something, different name, the same something. No? So if that one is not good enough, I will go to another sector, bring out different name again. You get? So like I said, the best way, because many people say they find it difficult to look for a name, this. No, it's not difficult. I can even choose name from my parents' name, use it to coin name for my business. You get? So I hope you understand. The business, you're not meant to give, you are meant to give a detailed answer. Because detailed answer shows that you understand what we are talking about. You get? So the same thing applies when a client approaches us for consultation. We sit down with you, analyze your business. This is what you need to improve on. This is what we're going to do. We don't just say, okay, this is what your competitor is doing. We give you short answer. No, we have to convince the client. The same thing applies to your assignment. You have to convince us that you understand that. You get? So, and nobody's stealing your business idea. You understand? So don't think you get keeping information. Like I usually tell people, an idea is very cheap. Execution is the matter, the cocoa. Someone might even say, okay, I want to steal a business idea, and they will not do anything again. You get? So don't think somebody's stealing your business idea. Just be yourself. Even if you have an idea that is okay, maybe you build that one on your custom project. If you fly, like I said, we can also invest on that as well, as far as you are serious. Because an idea is better on the person that bets that idea. Because you are going to execute it more than anybody. You get? So thank you very much for joining this session. For those that join us late, You are going to have access to the live session. You're not supposed to be spending this session more than 2 hours. Okay. So next session, please make sure you join, because once we grant you access to the next course, please make sure you watch it, because that one is fully practical, and you are going to gain access to your I mentioned again, your domain and hosting by Tuesday. Before Tuesday, you should be granting access to that course. So from there, you should start learning, so that before we have the next course, you must have done something. Okay, this is where I did not understand. You reach out, even though you can always reach out to your facilitators too. Thank you very much. Remain blessed.
Remain blessed too. Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless you so much. God bless you so much.
Nice to have everybody here. Thank you.
That's all everybody had. Thank you.
Thank you.